What up, party poopers? Start pooping right now. This is the only channel and video you need to watch while you're taking a dump because I am your poop coach, Shizzles and Giggles. I'm here to make sure you don't take a long dump because that would be bad for your health. Happy Friday, everyone. Today is Friday, June 27th, 2025. And what has been happening these past few days? First of all, President Trump's one big beautiful bill is back on track. So last night, overnight revisions were made by, I believe, Senate Republicans to get this bill closer to where they want it to be. They were trying to impose additional cuts to the budget so as to not further increase our debt. And I believe they wanted to limit the debt ceiling as well. And Mike Johnson, Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson says that they are pretty close to finalizing this bill, and President Trump has a self-imposed internal deadline of July 4th, which makes sense, that's Independence Day. And one thing I would like to highlight as part of this bill is the SALT rules, which is the state and local taxes. For those who come from states that pay high local taxes to the states, over the past few years, we've only been able to deduct $10,000. So tentatively, they are reaching a deal, I believe, to expand that $10,000 deduction to $40,000, which would be great, but only if you're one of those people that make over $500,000. So, but still, I think that'll help the two coasts, the West Coast and the East Coast. Yeah, being able to deduct $40,000 versus $10,000, that's a big difference. I haven't been able to do itemized deductions because of that in a long, long time. All right, we are at or near the 2-minute mark, so please stop pooping or stop trying to poop if you haven't made any progress on your poop taking. Maybe precautionarily wipe your butt, maybe flush, get up and move on with your day. If you are making progress on your poop taking, your total head has popped out, then let's continue. So what else has been going on in the US? The Supreme Court ruled that local judges might not have the right to impose these nationwide injunctions. And overall, this is a victory for President Trump because he's been saying that many of these local judges, even though federal, they've been trying to block Trump's agenda, basically. And so Trump is happy that the Supreme Court ruled that these local judges might not have that power to block his national executive orders. And this still leaves the question of birthright citizenship in the US. It leaves it unclear. So time will tell. We'll have to see what plays out. In other news, in global news, the US and China are still making progress on their trade negotiations. Earlier this month, they kind of came to a agreement and that they're working out the deal, but now there's a little bit more flesh on the deal. Mainly, they're going to remove or relax some of the export controls. So, for example, some of the rare earth elements that the US needs, I think China was trying to use as a negotiation tactic by not giving these rare earth elements to the US. So they're going to scale that a little bit back. Same thing with other export controls regarding critical technology. They're going to pull back or loosen some of that export control. And in other news, PCE, personal consumption expenditures, came out. It is a little bit hotter than expected. So inflation went up a little bit more than expected. So that's bad news for the Fed. Month over month, it went up 0.1%. And core PCE, which removes food and energy, food and energy is supposed to be more volatile, that rose 0.2% month over month. Year over year, PCE rose 2.3%, and core PCE without food and energy, year over year rose 2.7%. So that's pretty much it. We are at or near the 5-minute mark, so please stop pooping, wipe your butt, flush, get up, and move on with your day. Have a wonderful weekend. Thank you guys for watching. Take care, poop heads. Till next time.